It is well said, supporting the wrong side will lead you to have some side effects, and this happened with the ACLU as it loses everything after supporting Amber Heard for the wrong. Do you think that they were not at fault? Let's hear the entire thing in detail. The heinous spectacle that is Johnny Depp's $50 million defamation lawsuit against his ex-wife Amber Heard has tarnished both his and her reputations, with allegations that he beat her and violated her with a bottle, or that she severed part of his finger and emptied her bowels in the marital bed. It's possible to overlook the ACLU's strange involvement in this grotesquerie. However, the ACLU's egregious role deserves closer examination because it's central to the case and exemplifies the extent to which the organization has lost its way in recent years. The heart of Depp's claim is that Heard ruined his acting career by describing herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse in a 2018 op-ed in the Washington Post, a thinly veiled reference to much publicized accusations of assault she made against Depp in court filings toward the end of their brief marriage. The ACLU, not Heard, had pitched the idea to the Post. Terrence Doherty, the ACLU's general counsel, testified via video deposition that the ACLU named Heard an ambassador on women's rights with a focus on gender-based violence after she promised to donate $3.5 million to the organization. The ACLU was also instrumental in publishing the op-ed and serving as Heard's ghostwriter. According to Doherty, when Heard failed to pay, the ACLU collected $100,000 from Depp and another $500,000 from a fund connected to Elon Musk, who Heard dated after the divorce. The ACLU denies ever requesting or soliciting funds in exchange for ambassadorships or op-eds. The ACLU's grant of an ambassadorship and scribe-for-hire services to a scandal-plagued actor willing to pay 7 figures to transform herself into a victim's advocate and advance her acting career. Heard pushed for a publication date that coincided with the release of her film Aquaman, is part of the organization's ongoing decline. Once a bastion of free speech and lofty ideas, the ACLU has become a caricature of its former self in many ways. The ACLU's unique value over its 100-year history has been its political willingness to defend all speech, regardless of the speaker's identity, and to defend those accused, regardless of the accusation. The content-neutral open-all stance is based on the premise that silencing one side will inevitably result in a collective hush that is irreconcilable with the free marketplace of ideas and the commitment to due process that are hallmarks of our democracy. Doing this often unpopular work is based on the belief that having an informed and independent-minded citizenry necessitates the ability to accept, analyze, and at times defend opposing viewpoints. The American Civil Liberties Union successfully defended the right of neo-Nazis to march in Skokie, Illinois, a community populated by Holocaust survivors in 1978. However, in 2018, the ACLU issued new guidelines in response to its successful litigation to obtain a permit for white supremacists to march in Charlottesville, Virginia, which resulted in death and disaster. Concerned about limited resources and the potential impact on marginalized groups, the organization advised its lawyers to exercise extreme caution when deciding whether to represent groups whose values are contrary to our values. The ACLU was referring to the progressive causes that it's championed with zeal and great fundraising success since Donald Trump's election: immigrant rights, LGBTQ rights, reproductive freedom, and racial justice. Suppose the organization's lawyers decide to take on a client who holds opposing views. In that case, they must engage in a public campaign denouncing those views in press statements, op-eds, social media, and other available fora, as well as participating in counter-protests. It was not explained how loudly disavowing their clients is consistent with lawyers' duty to represent them zealously. I didn't look to the ACLU to validate my or my allies' beliefs. On the contrary, I rely on the ACLU to protect everyone, including my ideological adversaries. It cannot be beholden to any political part or ideology in order to carry out this work. Despite this, the ACLU spent $800,000 on a campaign ad for Georgia Governor Stacey Abrams and $1 million on an attack ad campaign against Brett Kavanaugh during his Supreme Court confirmation hearings in 2018. When the Trump administration proposed a new regulatory scheme for schools to follow in the Title IX campus sexual assault cases in 2018, offering more protections to students defending themselves against these allegations, the ACLU reacted angrily in a tweet thread. It promoted promotes an unfair process, inappropriately favoring the accused. The ACLU appears to be increasingly unable or unwilling to uphold its core values. Although, to be fair, the organization continues to advocate for causes associated with conservatives and free speech absolutes, such as the right to bear arms, the right of anti-Semites to protest, and the right of patriarchal schools to discriminate in hiring based on religion. According to the New York Times, the organization's annual budget has tripled and its lawyer staff has doubled since Trump's election. Still, only 4 of its attorneys specialize in free speech issues, a number that hasn't changed in a decade. Instead, the ACLU has expanded its services and coffers by taking partisan positions or embracing dubious causes. Meanwhile, the ACLU has largely remained on the sidelines when it comes to hot-button culture war issues like the right to be free, albeit hateful, speech on campus. Let us know your views over the organization and its support testimony for Amber Heard in the comments below. For more uploads, make sure to subscribe to our channel.